Hey. All right, thanks for sticking around through that short break. Just kind of getting things situated here for a moment. This game has no audio on the title screen, so hopefully you should hear my voice come through. I'm going to preview that.
All right, thanks for sticking
Yeah, there we go.
around.
Freaked me out when I got this set up earlier because I was like, what the hell? Why is there no sound coming through? I wanted to hear some delicious Game Boy sounds immediately. But yeah, it's just like a weird nuance about this game. You'd think there would be like some sort of Game Boy synth explosion the moment you get on the title screen. Operation C. Start. Oh yeah. So good, man. Right off the bat, like, the music is top notch. Like, the rendition that was put together of this theme is just so tight. And if you're listening with headphones, you'll be able to tell, like, they did all these cool panning techniques with certain notes. Like, they didn't have to put in that much effort because Game Boy just had that little tiny built-in speaker. It's so cool, the level of polish that this game has. And I love the way that the structures in the background sort of fade in and out from the top and bottom. You've got that, like, kind of drifting water. You got the cityscape in the background. There's so much detail in this game. It's amazing. Also, the spread gun is ridiculous in this game. Look at that. Pretty powerful weapon. This game also has the flamethrower, it's got the homing shot, and then you've got your regular machine gun. I think that might be it for weapons. I can't remember. Homing shot is really overpowered, but it's good for this section if you don't want to have to worry about aiming. So let's just stick with it for a little bit. The flamethrower is very powerful, but, you know, I mean, look at this. Just running and blowing everything away in sight. Let's get that spread gun again for a little bit. Now, I didn't really remember this, but I think the weapons might stack if you get two of the same, because this spread gun definitely doesn't look as powerful as it did before, and I think I had two of them. Oh yeah, man, this is a very solid version of Contra. Also, this is my favorite Contra boss theme. Like that gnarly saw wave sound, very distorted, so good. Yeah, I see, I'm playing this with headphones on, and the panning effects on the music are just so awesome. You know? I remember this boss was really hard for me as a kid because I didn't get that you could, put your thumb in kind of the corner and diagonally shoot while running. It just didn't register with me. Pretty easy boss. Also, you always gotta just fire your gun into the air and pretend you're screaming every time you kill something. Yeah, man, the cityscape is so good, and as you can see, it's got like 3 layers to it. Alright, so this is a really cool thing. Just like with Super C, we get treated to these awesome top-down levels, so there's a lot of variety in here as well. Oh god. This is where the game actually starts getting difficult. I wish you could strafe. That would be nice. We got this sort of Akari Warriors-esque shock troopers thing going on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. The weapons do stack. Super spread gun is the best. It's getting a little schmuppy, my dudes. Okay, I guess the whole thing doesn't blow up. You just gotta walk around it. These guys, I think, just endlessly respawn from this area. I don't know what would prevent you from doing what you can do in Contra 3 on that one bridge. You just rubber band it and let this sit overnight, and then you have, 50 lives by morning or whatever. Alright. One of these tanks is going to open up and wreak havoc. Oh, here we go. Yep, it's that one right there. So now we got to do a crowd control on the backside. Oh man, I don't think there's a third level, but I'm sticking with spread gun for a while because it really helps with these top-down sections. Don't have to worry about aiming so precisely. Homing is so cool, but I think those shots are actually weaker than spread. When I was a kid, though, the moment homing would pop, I did everything I could to try and get that weapon because I felt like it made the game easier. And in some ways it definitely does, but we're adults now. We can handle a little bit of a challenge. Little careful about advancing the frame because I don't know what's coming up, but this is like simultaneously kind of familiar and also a little foggy. Alright, I think we're coming up to the final boss after this door. Or not final boss, the boss of this stage. I mean, yeah, if this was the final boss, that would just be like pathetic. Oh shit. Got a little too close to that guy. We did it. We did it. Yeah, man. The spread gun is legit. Hello, Tommy. Welcome to our Super Game Boy game on legit hardware. And thank you. This episode is brought to you by Super Game Boy, which, by the way, let's talk about Super Game Boy for a second because we're doing all right in this game. So you notice it's got this very nice Game Boy-esque border. Let's take a look at some other borders that maybe might be a little bit more fitting for this game. Like I mentioned, There's a lot of 80s movie references throughout the Contra series. I mean, you've got enemies that look like xenomorphs. You've got face huggers. Uh, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger essentially as Commando. You've got Sylvester Stallone essentially as Rambo in all the key art. And also, interesting tidbit, so the main characters in the Contra games are referred to as Bill Reiser and Lance Bean. And those names come from 4 different actors' names that were all in Aliens. You've got Bill Paxton, you've got Paul Reiser, you've got Lance Henriksen, you've got Michael Bean. So a little bit of Contra trivia for you there. So yeah, maybe we are in a movie theater. So that might be an appropriate border for this game. Maybe we are hanging with some sweet, sweet kitty cats. Now, if that isn't the right border for this game, I don't know what is. Oh, we can't do custom? Oh, bummer. Let's see. Oh, maybe we are in a crazy Escher world. This one looks like it's going to be sort of Mario themed. See, they threw me for a loop. This is actually a very peaceful log cabin in the woods, although down here this totally looks like Mario. So yeah, let's see what else we got here. This looks like a Rice Krispie treat. This is Oneohtrix Point Never's next album cover. Then we've got just like blackout, which I probably could increase the zoom on the FrameMeister, but we're not going to tinker that much. So yeah, you know what? We're hanging with some kitty cats for a little while. And another thing that's cool about this is you can come up with your own. And I picked, but it's got a bunch of preset palettes. I picked this one because it looked the most kind of Game Boy green. So you could go through and choose how badly you want your eyes to bleed or not bleed. I've got straight black and white monochrome. There's some really interesting color choices in here. Good on them for having all these features, but like a little crazy. You can make your own color palette this way, which is pretty sweet. The other thing that was sweet, Super Game Boy predates Game Boy Color. So Game Boy Color, those carts actually had something special about them that made it so that the Game Boy Color hardware would actually have a much fuller palette. I don't really remember the specifics, but there are some pre-Game Boy Color games, for example, Donkey Kong on Game Boy, which is an amazing game. Oh my god, it's so good. It starts off with your regular classic Donkey Kong stages, and then it breaks off into this really, really deep, long, kind of platforming puzzle game. Oh, it's ridiculously good. That game, if you pop it into a Game Boy Color, has a custom color palette. It also has a custom border that makes it look like a Donkey Kong arcade cabinet. Oh man, it's so cool. There are some other Game Boy games that had built-in special shit just for Super Game Boy, which is really, really sweet. All right, let's see. Gonna catch up on the chat here. Yeah, what's up with the oatmeal border? It's so weird. Hey, Jimmy, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. Yeah, you should bust out that Super Game Boy, dude. It's really, really fun. If you want to draw your own custom border, I could be wrong, but I think that this is compatible with the mouse that came with Mario Paint. So, you know, you can say, oh yeah, trying to draw with a Super Nintendo pad is really hard. Way, way back 1-9. This is difficult. X. X. There we go. So yeah, pretty sweet. Anyway, let's get back to Kitty Cat Contra. God, this song is so good. This spread gun is doing work. Can we talk about the detail in these palm trees? Like, this is a Game Boy game. Why does it feel like there's actually a dense jungle behind us? Yeah, maybe some of these things are details that I didn't pick up on as a kid because, I was playing on the, original Game Boy without the ability to have it perfectly lit and see everything. Maybe I also just was more focused on shooting and guns than, this art is really well illustrated. Totally plausible. Scrolling in this game is really smooth. I have a few other Game Boy Konami games, like the, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan, because Konami did really great things with the Turtles property in the late 80s and early 90s. That game does not have anywhere near as smooth of scrolling as this one does. It's a much slower game. This is like, it feels like it's at the same speed as the NES Contra games. So Contra has been around for ages. I mentioned during the introduction that there are arcade versions of Contra and Super Contra that I just didn't know about as a kid. I didn't play them or even know that they existed until way after this era of video games. I think I found out about the arcade versions probably when I was in college and was hogging the bandwidth in the dorms to download ROMs and music videos and music, among other things. And yeah. Oh, gotta focus on this boss for a second because I forgot what was happening. Shit. Oh, it was a mini boss. Alright, well, we're doing okay. We picked up some extra lives. Anyway, it's really hard to accept the fact that those Contra games exist because the art is really strange, the color palette is strange. Also, the guys don't have the classic, tuck and roll into a ball jump. What the fuck? That was some questionable hitbox business right there. They do this weird alley-oop flip. But they are pretty sweet. Oh god, what is happening here? They are pretty sweet for what they are. It's just, since I didn't grow up with them, they feel weird. Alright, this area is bothersome. I'm realizing how much I was actually relying on that spread gun. Alright, what do we have here? I'm totally blanking on this part. Oh yeah, this is a part that it would have been nice to have a good weapon during. Shit, I don't know what to do. Okay, I guess I stand on this and try not to get zapped. Is this guy gonna oh Jesus. Oh cool, I can destroy those. I think I can only damage this guy when he's... Oh, thanks for that extra life there, video game. I'm going to pause at the beginning of this next stage and catch up on the conversation here. It's like ZX Spectrum compared to a Pentium. Oh man, I remember my first Pentium. That was a glorious, glorious, glorious day. um, there was a Contra cab at the grocery store where Tommy grew up. So you and I had the opposite kind of upbringing. What was I going to say about Contra? So anyway, there's so many Contra games, and Contra had sort of a dark period in the PlayStation and Saturn area because we got Legacy of War, which came with 3D glasses that didn't do shit, and it was a top-down game. It was made by Westerners, so basically it was crap. I remember getting it for PS1 in, what was that, 95, 96, and being so disappointed. Then we got C, the Contra Adventure, where they tried to right some of the wrongs, and it's a 2D side-scroller. It's a 2.5D game. I've never played it. I didn't hear good things, but most of the blogs and sites that I read that are retro game focused have been a little kinder to it than game magazines were at the time of its release, saying it's not as bad as people said. God, what came after? I feel like Contra went dark for a while then, and then we got Shin Contra, maybe? Well, let me think about this for a second. We got like a remake of Contra 3 The Alien Wars for Game Boy Advance that actually had different stages that were closer to Contra Hardcore for Mega Drive and Genesis, which is a fucking badass game. But Shin Contra, also known as Contra Shattered Soldier for PlayStation 2, is amazing. It feels like a treasure game. The soundtrack is so good. The graphics are good. It is hard as hell. It's one of the most over-the-top action games I've ever played. Really, really difficult. It might be the hardest action game I've ever played, actually, next to maybe Hagane or something on Super Famicom. And then we got Neo Contra, which was the direct sequel to Shin Contra, and that is kind of a top-down isometric view game. It's not nearly as hard. It doesn't feel like a true Contra game, and it got lukewarm reviews when it came out. That game is badass. Super, super good. Both Shattered Soldier and Neo Contra are on PlayStation 3 as PS2 classics, and I definitely recommend checking them out. They pop up in sales all the time as, like, I don't know, $4 or $5, along with Gradius 5. God, Konami's PS2 output was insane. If you kind of like try to be nice to Lament of Innocence and oh my God, the cats are waking up. What is happening? Are you seeing this? What is happening? Oh my God. I've never seen that happen before. My mind is blown. Do all of these borders have weird Easter eggs? That is crazy. Oh, yeah, dude. Hardcore Uprising. Hardcore is an official Contra game developed by Arc, right? That's an Arc Systems Works game. So it's got that beautiful hand-drawn 2D art that we've all come to know and admire. That is their signature. Dude, Hardcore Uprising is fucking dope. It's really, really good. It's also very difficult. If you enter the Konami code on the loading screen in Hardcore Uprising, it changes the soundtrack to classic Contra tunes, but they're arranged versions with like Yngwie Malmsteen guitars. It's pretty sweet. Wow. All right. Well, we might have to investigate another border or two before we turn things over to the Salty Baller. See if there are any other Easter eggs. All right, let's shoot some stuff. That looks like a face hugger is about to pop out. Oh yeah. Straight up face hugger, puckered butthole egg thing, which is disgusting. Let's kill it with fire. Oh, spread gun. Spread gun, my dude. Go to work. Alright, actually, maybe I should have kept the flamethrower because that was devastating these things so fast before the little slimy crab boys were busting out. I'm real paranoid about what's happening on the side of the screen here. Oh yeah, super spread. Like turns the spread gun into a crazy machine gun. A few years ago, I think it was an E3, and it honestly was probably more than a few years ago, but before Konami completely shit the bed and started making Castlevania and Metal Gear Pachinko, they had, all it was like a Flaming Sea teaser suggesting that a new Contra game was in development, and then nothing came of that. Because they're the worst. They're absolutely the worst. They bought Hudson. They killed my favorite 16-bit video game developer. Just bought them and put them in a corner and had them make like cool but weird Wii games until they just vanished into obscurity. Like, dear Konami, please just sell all of your awesome properties to Nintendo or something so we can have Bomberman again, so we can have Simon Belmont again. What is happening in this part? Alright. How rad would it be if Bomberman was in Smash Brothers? I mean, I feel like you put Simon Belmont and Bomberman in Smash Brothers, and then you truly have my childhood dream team of all the cool guys you'd want in a sweet fighting game. Oh god, this guy. Fuck. I am ill-prepared weapon-wise to deal with this boss. Yeah, we're gonna continue. They're Contra Pachinko machines. God. Fuck you, Konami. I want to say, I think Bomberman is in a Smash Brothers-like fighting game that never got localized in North America. I think it was for... God, was it for PlayStation 2 or was it for GameCube? Hopefully someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about. It's like a weird... all-star fighting game, but with like a ragtag band of characters. Like Optimus Prime is in it. I'm not even kidding. Okay, I try not to do this, but I gotta Google this right now and look it up because it's crazy. Bomberman Optimus Prime fighting game. Dream Mix TV World Fighters. For GameCube and PlayStation 2. Okay, I didn't imagine this during a fever dream the other night. And there's the Hudson logo. So it's got Konami, Takara, and Hudson characters. Okay. So this is a game that I need because it has Solid Snake, Simon Belmont, Twinbee, Bomberman, Takahashi Meijin, who... is the guy from Adventure Island, who is based off of Hudson's CEO, actually. Let's see, a bunch of characters from Japanese games whose names look familiar, but I'm not, like, super understanding who they are. Okay, so there's a Bloody Roar character. You can play as a Moai from Gradius. Optimus Prime and Megatron, character from Beyblade. It's just insane. There's a Transformers-themed stage where Devastator stands in the middle. God, I need this. I need this in my life. Okay, anyway. Back to this. I basically want characters from that game to fuse their way into Smash. Alright. I have a feeling that I want to, oh god, keep this fire gun because it doesn't show up for the rest of the stage, and it's kind of wrecking these creepy alien bug dudes. Oh, jeez. No! Damn it. I think there's an opportunity to get one more weapon before the boss. Maybe? Come on. Come on. Damn. Alright. So I have to watch for those angled lasers, and I think I can destroy the things that this dude shoots out. Alright. Yeah. So it's actually not that unsafe to stand right in front of him. I think that's what I gotta do. Whenever possible. Oh, he's getting fast. Are you dead? Alright, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was the first time. I think I just got intimidated by the scale of the boss. That's a pretty large boss for a Game Boy game. Alright, I'm going to pause, catch up with the chat here. Let's see. Something to be said about modded Game Boys. I agree with that. I love my Game Boy. My Game Boy's so sick. Hey Pixel, are you going to get it on Cube or PS2? I have no idea, man. I don't have PS2 or Cube that can play imports, and I'm too lazy to mod. It honestly might be cheaper and take less time to just get a Japanese PS2 and then start going down the dark rabbit hole of shoddy shmup ports of games that I still want to play and will be okay with. Like, I think, God, Tommy, what cave games are on PS2? I think Ibarra and Mushihime-sama. There are so many good shmups on PS2 that never came out in the US. Anyway, that's what I'll probably do. PS2 is much cheaper. Alright, I'm cool with that. Yeah, okay, here comes Tommy with his snobby shmup rant. That's okay. I get snobby about shmups too, just not as snobby as you. Okay, so in this stage we have these like face huggers that bust out of the background. Like those are just straight up face huggers, which is sweet. Uh-oh. Wait, I gotta catch up on this. What is this? Dioju. See, this is the problem with me and many other individuals who like shmups, Tommy, apparently minus you. Even if I know that like the versions aren't great, because it's a shmup, I just kind of want it. Fuck that. Seriously, I would have just fallen like 8 feet. There's no reason that should have killed me. That's a really unfair death. But that guy can only shoot to the left. I'm not going to stand around and... Oh no, actually he did flip around. I was going to say I'm not going to stand around and wait for him to die. Alright, gotta make sure not to fall an extra 3 feet. Oh, damn it, I thought that was going down. Oh, I really wanted to know what that weapon was. Oh shit. Oh, damn it. Fire gun just does not shoot fast enough. Oh, man. Oh, that was sneaky. Sneaky traps. Contra traps. So yeah, this is definitely the first stage that has been turning up the heat for real. Oh, fuck that. That's what I get for jumping impatiently. Oh, man. I'll have to check it out, 500 points. I love Attract Mode, and they usually put up really, really cool looking stuff. I know that Logan got an awesome giant Famicom robot shirt that Attract Mode was repping. Also, if you're into shmups, you should check out 1cc.storeenvy.com. That's the one credit clear shirt of the month club. And I wish they used a better quality shirt fabric, because they just use, is it Gildan or Glidden? I can't remember. It's kind of like a cheap shirt, which sucks. I wish it was something a little softer, but they do some really, really cool designs. That's where I got my Sharp X68K shirt from, and my Compile shirt with the Musha Aleste robot on it. What you really want on PlayStation 2 are the Saikyo shooting collections. Yeah, man, I would be all about that. That sounds awesome. Jimmy says, I wonder what developers dealt with when writing music for the Game Boy versus NES. Which one had a better sound processor? So Logan knows quite a bit about the different NES, or I should say Famicom sound chips, rather, that developers put into carts for custom audio in their games. And if you go back to the DAC podcast episode 2, when we talked about music, we had Snese on as a guest. I want to say Logan mentioned that the Game Boy, and maybe Snese mentioned this, and Logan was like, yeah, I agree. I think the Game Boy has like a better sample rate or something. I think its sound processor, while having fewer channels, is in some way technically a little bit superior compared to the NES one, which is another one of the reasons why developers would put custom sound chips, like actual hardware, in with the software and things like that. Oh yeah, so that's cool. 500 points. You're talking about how you saw the 1cc operation before their move. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, and on their actual page they mentioned that they had to vacate where they were living in their operation, and they were going to resurrect some old designs that had been retired because they had some extras they had made in case orders got messed up and stuff. So I think they said they found a new space. I'm not sure. All right. It's 10:21. I started a little earlier than normal. We're going to give Operation C another run through before I turn things over to the Salty Baller. But we're going to pick a new background. And unless you guys want to shout out one that you'd like to see, I don't think we checked out this desk pencil one. I think I'm going to go with the movie theater, because I feel like that one might actually have some sort of Easter egg in it. Look at this group of goofy ass white people in the audience. It's just a bunch of old men and their kids. This looks like a NAMBLA meeting, and now I feel real awkward. Oh, I should have checked to see if the Konami code works. I don't remember if it does or not. Look at the detail of the like sewer water coming out the side, and those bricks, and like the grunge and the grime. A lot of really, really good shit happening in this game. If I'm not mistaken, there is actually another Game Boy Contra. In Japan, they got a Game Boy version of Contra 3: The Alien Wars, which is hilarious to think about. But I've never played it. I know I've seen it on the Bay, though. What other weird Contra games are there? There's that game that Konami made that was not supposed to be a Contra game, but it got branded as such so it would sell more copies in North America. That was Contra Force, which has like a little bit more of a story and actual characters, and you switch characters on the fly because each character has a different weapon type. So instead of switching weapons, you switch... Oh shit, I don't want that. You switch characters. It's kind of like an A-Team knockoff. I remember it not being very good, but mostly because you wanted it to be this and it wasn't that. Contra for Super Nintendo, Contra 3, is just such a sick game. That one is so good. I can't believe that my dad and I never bought that when I was a kid. Like, I think we rented it a bunch of times from Blockbuster, but for whatever reason, we never actually owned it. I don't really know why, since Contra was a huge staple in our video game diet. And a few years ago, I was looking for a copy to buy just to add to my collection and be able to play, so I didn't have to just play it on like Virtual Console and stuff like that. And this was before the popularity of Super Famicom games started spiking. Thanks a lot, Super Famicom guy. You and your fucking beautiful book. I blame for that. But yeah, Contra 3, even loose for Super Nintendo. I haven't checked lately because I have no reason to, but when I was checking at the time, loose copy was selling for like close to $50, and a loose copy of Contra 3 for Super Famicom was selling for like $8. I was like, fuck this. I'm getting the Japanese version, and I'm pulling the tabs out of my Super Nintendo. And that is what jump-started my Super Famicom collecting, is realizing that all the games that I wanted to own, the North American versions were expensive, and the Japanese versions were really, really cheap by comparison. Even boxed ones, that's probably not so much the case anymore now, but again, this was years ago, so that was the peak of my obsession with eBay and all my like cool sellers that I followed and bookmarked and like developed, like, you know, just a notch above your average like silent internet consumer relationship with, sending messages to, and those were good times. It's been a while since I've bought an import. God, I'm still kicking myself for not buying the complete Japanese Ninja Warriors again for Super Famicom. There was a copy, complete in box, in pretty good condition, and the seller, this was years ago, the seller wanted $100 for it, and I was like, it's kind of expensive. Now sellers on eBay want like $500 for that game. They can suck it, because I'm not going to buy that game. God, I wish I had bought it at $100. Oh well. I had the North American cart, so That one's actually more rare. Because I think that game was a Blockbuster exclusive, along with Hagane. Did you not realize I could shoot you from this side, you dumb tank? I just dunked on you. $500 points, you will be happy to know that there's been discussion and movement in terms of figuring out reasonable and affordable DAC shirt e-commerce solution and printing solution, because Seth, aka Mr. Government Name, our fine host of the dojo and our Thursday night hangouts, he has his own screen printing setup, and it is super legit. He made a bunch of shirts back in the day for friends and members and all that jazz. Just doesn't have the time to do it himself, and I don't blame him. But yeah, we're gonna figure something out and get some shirts up, and you will absolutely be the first person to get one. You're gonna have to get your address and shirt size and all that stuff. Because especially after your awesome viewership during our 24-hour marathon for Extra Life, you're getting one on the house. Rick says, I wonder what will happen if these people will get out of the theater. That's a good question. So I'm going to pause this, and let's let this sit for a second, and I'm going to catch up on the chat, and we'll see if this theme, this border, has some sort of Easter egg. Contra Hard Corps for Mega Drive and Genesis is one of those games that I didn't understand as a kid. I think I rented it, and I was like, you can be a werewolf with a chain gun? Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. And it visually was inferior compared to Contra 3 on Super Nintendo, but going back and playing that game, the only way I can play it right now is emulated, because that's another very expensive one. That game is badass. Super fast. That also feels a lot like a Treasure game. Like, I want to say that Hardcore and Contra 3 were put out by Konami at the point when Treasure employees still worked for Konami and hadn't spun off and quit and started their own studio, because a lot of classic Treasure games were made by people who worked on games like Contra 3 and Hardcore, and I want to say Rocket Knight Adventures, stuff like that. Basically, if on Super Nintendo or on Mega Drive, if Konami put out a really good 16-bit action platformer, somebody who ended up working at Treasure probably did work on it. And some guy's going to stand up and be like, Joey, we're leaving. This movie's crap. Maybe somebody's going to poke their head out from behind the curtain. That would be weird. See, these are the kinds of details and funny things that Nintendo puts into their software. And I'm not talking about their games specifically, but their software that makes them really cool. I mean, Mario Paint is just an insane piece of software. There are so many strange things going on in it, so many things that don't make sense. It's got that opening scene with the guy's doing like sit-ups, and then the guy does a handstand, and it's got the sampled chanting voices. Whenever Nintendo does stuff like that. Oh, look. Some guy just turned. He's talking during the movie. Look at his little mouth flapping around. Look at that boy, bottom right-hand corner. That's not a boy, that's an old man. Oh yeah, look. Why is that guy headbanging? Oh, maybe he's nodding off. He's falling asleep. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no, what is he doing? Oh, thank you for adding the Z's. That kind of clears things up. I'm starting to get worried. Oh, the house lights came up. Oh, that's Tommy putting on his lipstick. He's going to try to kiss Travis. Oh, man. Very spicy. So this is cool. This is like an alternate. Oh my God, look! Those two kids are playing with linked Game Boys. That is so cool. So, okay, I get it. The premise is it's like there's something wrong in the projector room. The movie's frozen. So they brought the lights up and started with one guy complaining and another guy falling asleep, another guy reading, and these kids are playing video games now. That is so cool. I've played so many Game Boy games through Super Game Boy before, and I've, picked silly borders and stuff and never had any idea that they had these little Easter eggs. I presume this is a known thing, but if not, I'm going to have to mess around and capture some video of all of these. Pretty sweet. I think that is the extent of this one. I'm waiting for this guy with the cane to do something, though. But I think that's as far as this gag goes. Cool. Now pay attention, moviegoers. I bet the Escher style one has some cool stuff going on. I'm very satisfied with my super spread gun, so no need to worry about other weapons. Oh God, what am I doing? I didn't want to jump up onto that platform. Well, thankfully the game just gave us an extra life a moment ago. Oh man, I feel like I had trouble with this part on the last run through. So all it takes in this game is like die once and then your whole rhythm is off. Sucks. I was feeling good about that one. Oh well. Oh yeah, I died here last time, didn't I? Let's not let that happen again. I don't know if regular spread gun is strong enough to just chew through those as I run under them. Don't want to take that risk. Oh, man. Very bad timing. Very impatient. Waiting for that guy to fall asleep again after watching this performance. Jeez. There's so little flicker given the amount happening here. Yeah, for sure. What? Oh my god. Alright. Yep, this playthrough sucks. Let's try this again. Jimmy, I definitely do recommend the Framemeister. It's awesome. But in terms of like all my 8-bit games, I just use the Composite N, which definitely does not look as good as this, but I personally don't care. And I think your stream looks fine, my man. So take that as you will. If you have the ability to get RGB out of a system, which thankfully I do for Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, Mega Drive, and Saturn, then that's how you really get the best benefit out of it. And I also never would have paid what sellers want for it. I just got really lucky in that these stupid fucking turrets. Alright, now it's the salty shooter right now. Our illustrious original founder, Mr. Falcon. Oh my god, I'm just gonna commit suicide and start over again. No, I'm not. I'm gonna fight through it. He sold me his at like the best friend price ever with all of his SCART cables, so it was like an unbeatable deal. I'm realizing now that homing shot is probably good for a section like this, that way I don't have to, oh, fuck me. So I don't have to worry about playing well. Area 3 is all of a sudden brutal. Alright. We're gonna get through that climbing section without dying to those stupid turrets. I know it. I feel it! So far, so good. Alright, that's what the first run through there should have been. Can't rain all the time. Here we go. God damn it. I got psyched out by those guys coming at me from behind. I don't know why that didn't kill that guy right away. Okay, so this boss... Oh, wait, no, this is the mini-boss form. I was going to say, his little platform has guns on the side. I forgot about that the last time I got to him and they killed me. Let's see. Yeah, alright, that's how you deal with that guy. Okay. This platform has guns on the side. There we go. Okay, so his arms shoot down. Oh, I thought they went... they go on an angle, that's right. Damn it. Damn it all to hell. Oh, no. I started to move at the last second. Very weak. I'm very salty about that. Let's see, does the Konami code do anything? It doesn't seem to do anything. Alright. Tommy said take your time. I don't know if you're still watching, my friend, but we're going to do one more attempt before I turn things over to you. I'll let you guys pick what border you want to see, and we'll do another little Easter egg hunt. I thought I was going to be feeling the Escher one, but I think I want this Cabin in the Woods one. I think we're going with that. Do you use the original power adapter with the unit? If you mean the... Yeah, everything that I have for the XRGB Mini is original. Alright. Just chew through these first two stages. Get back to that damn sweaty-ass jungle of death and despair. I love that they give you that super spread gun off the bat. It's like they know, okay, this is The first stage, it's practically a beginner's tutorial, so just get through it already. Oh my god, are you kidding me? That's embarrassing. Fires in such a strange pattern. And tapping the button does not make it go any faster. I guess when you're on the corner of the screen it does. Alright, that made quick work of that submarine. $342 is definitely a good price, but like, you know, if you have a way to play your games in a way that makes you happy, the only reason I got this one is because Eric sold it to me at a friend price, and it was like, I would have been a fool to pass on it, because I had kind of always wanted one too, but was like, I'm just going to do the responsible parent and husband thing and not spend hundreds of dollars on AV equipment for video games. There we go. My crappy plane is me like psyched out, like I'm gonna keep blowing it on these easy parts. What the hell? Oh. Okay. Damn it. This is a cursed playthrough. It's botched and cursed. There you go. Yahoo Japan is the way to go. Although, from my understanding, sellers on Yahoo Japan have figured out when Westerners are using proxy bidders and are starting to jack their prices up. But yeah, talk to Eric. He can help you out and hook you up with anything and everything you would ever want to do on Yahoo Japan. Oh man, almost bit it there. Fuck me. Weak. Alright. That was fun while it lasted. I'm going to continue not to play because we're going to start wrapping it up here, but so I can pause and we can see what kind of Easter egg we have here. We have a little Contra debrief. I want to go grab the box again real quick because I feel like there's some funny marketing copy on it. Give me 1 sec. All right, let's see what we have here. Operation C. You're up against a cold-blooded snake of an enemy. Red Falcon has devoured a portion of this planet, and now the vile Black Viper has come from deep space for seconds. But he hasn't come alone. Viper's transported a battalion of Battletron tanks, stealth subs, laser cannons, and annihilating androids. And he seized a secret naval lab to develop a new breed of supreme alien being. So Scorpion stands alone against biological experiments gone bad, like towering tarantulas and venomous vestiflies. I forgot that, I guess, in North America, Player 1 and Player 2 are referred to by codenames Scorpion, and I forgot the other one. It's in Japan where they're Lance Bean and Bill Reiser. His mission, level the lab before Viper transforms Earth into an alien nation. Although he may be a solo commando, Scorpion has an array of devastating weapons at his disposal, like an M90 shell shocker, fire phaser with a PH, and homing blaster. But it will take more than sheer firepower to survive 5 new lethal levels of naval ports, forests, caverns, and a laboratory filled with genetic mutants. You've got a snowball's chance in Haiti of making it. Oh, wow. All right. But that's the way Scorpion likes it, for one player only. Man, I love reading the marketing copy on old video games. Oh, it's turning into nighttime. Look at the little light on in the cabin. That's so sweet. I love thinking about the copywriters, like submitting stuff to their editors or their bosses, you know, if there's like a creative director, and like the disagreements and arguments that were had over the language. Look at the starry night sky. That is so cool. Oh, shooting star. Everybody make a wish. Don't say what your wish is. It won't come true. Welcome to the world of Ultra. You're the hero of Ultra's crackshot version of Operation C for Game Boy. We suggest you read the following instructions thoroughly before heading into battle. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Man, the illustrations in this manual are super cool. I should have shown them at the beginning of the stream in the introduction. As Scorpion Guerrilla Commando Extraordinaire, you have to blast your way past jungle snipers, naval attack submarines, death-dealing androids, and vicious genetic warriors. And that's just the easy part. At the end of each level, Scorpion finds a terrifying boss character ready to tear him into Contra confetti. Oh my god. Ugh. That one's rough. So I'm realizing that lab we were in was the final stage. Too bad we didn't make it to the end. It says, this is the target of Scorpion's mission, the lab where Black Viper is growing his legion of out-of-this-world warriors. After meeting the deadly cyborg robot, you must defeat Black Viper itself. Pretty badass. All right, everybody. This has been a super fun return to regular Monday nights. I think over the past few weeks, I was on vacation, and then there was Halloween. Tommy and I jammed on some Dark Souls ganking and PvP, which was fun. And he's going to be following this show up with the Salty Baller tonight, because he is balls deep in Rocket League at the moment. And that should be pretty fun. It's going to be cool to see him get real mad about rocket-powered car soccer. And I'm telling you, dude, if you're watching and you want a goalie and you want a co-host for part of your stream, I will gladly play some of that bastard game with you. Contra Confetti is a marketing creation for sure. Absolutely 500 points. Jimmy, 500 points. Everybody else who's still with me, thanks for watching. As always, it's always, and Rick as well, it's always a joy to play these old games for, I don't care how big or small the group is, but just people who get it and are cool dudes. So once again, this is way back, 19XTX. I feel like I need some sort of sign-off, like on the podcast. Whoa, look at this background changing. I don't remember it getting so like sepia toned before it turned to nighttime. Is it like a changing season? That's pretty cool. That's awesome. No, it is just turning to nighttime. Friend request received on PlayStation. What is happening? It's so weird that we live in an era. Compare what we just playing through this like I don't know, is it a dot matrix display, portable, tiny piece of software, but we're filtering it through a modified version of that hardware into a cartridge that plays through other hardware that's being rerouted through Japanese hardware that's upscaling it. And it's like I'm getting PlayStation friend requests that are buzzing my cell phone in my pocket. That's crazy. Anyway, I see Tommy saying, let's play, Chris. I'm down to play with you. Excellent. Let's do it. We're going to get in some Salty Baller, so there will probably be a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back. If you want to see some Rocket League shenanigans and learn some creative profanity, stick around. Thanks again. See you guys next week on this show. I think we're going to be playing Blaster Master next week, and I'm going to see if I can find, if I still have it. I had the Worlds of Power Blaster Master book, like the novelization. I might have given that away with all my Super Mario World Choose Your Own Adventure books and Legend of Zelda Choose Your Own Adventure books that I traded those at Winter Swap. Or no, it was Summer Swap. I traded them for a bunch of cool shit. Anyway, I'm going on and on. Thanks for checking it out. Have a good night.